Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to Supernatural Tales from the Crypt. Today we are going to read some stories that are supernatural about cryptids and about ghost stories at Montreal. And I'm going to read the first stories and my dad will read the rest. So, what do you think about this idea of the show?
Oh, I like it a lot. I like the supernatural stuff. I've always been curious about it. I read some books, documentaries, things like that. So I'm pretty excited we're doing this right now.
Yeah, me too. And I also had some supernatural experiences myself with some shadowy ghosts. But one was in Montreal, and it's a pretty old town, so it makes sense. And of course, I had some others in other locations. But now, after we're going to tell these stories, we're going to tell our own stories, and the one that makes the best one will win this bag of chips that's waiting right over there. Alright, so are you ready?
Yeah, what kind of chips? Salt and vinegar?
Yep, salt and vinegar.
Oh, yeah, okay. Then I'm ready.
Alright. Also, I am sick, so that's why I'm coughing. I'm very sorry about this. But it's about to end, the sickness I'm in. Alright, so the first story is about a cryptid called Oh Ned. It doesn't even sound that scary, does it?
No, that doesn't sound scary.
Nah, it's...
So far.
They should have made it scarier. I don't know why they decided to give the monster a human name. It doesn't make sense. The story is about Lake Utopia in New Brunswick. Apparently, there's a monster in that lake. Old Ned, they call him. And sightings go back into local indigenous folklore. My grandfather claimed to have seen it as a boy, serpent-like and scaly and swimming very quickly across the lake. You can well imagine that hearing that story, the imagination of 6-year-old me latched into what that must have been like for my grandfather's 10-year-old self back in the 1920s. And that was sent by Yoda Deo. So that was the story. It's a pretty weird story. Was the grandpa lying? Or was he telling the truth? Or was he dreaming? Hallucinating? Who knows? But what do you think about the story?
He was 6 years old? That's what it says when he saw it?
10-year-old.
He was 10 years old when he saw it?
Yep.
Well, at 10 years old, if it's during the day and you're right in front of it, I can't see why you would be more a liar than an adult or anything. So giant serpents exist. We know that.
Oh, yeah, for a fact, yeah.
They're
also giant
anaconda,
eels.
they're called, and they're in the jungle and everything, and some of them are like 20 meters long and stuff, so I think it's possible. 20 meters is a long serpent.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a serpent with scales, right? That they said, like some sort of a dragon. That's what's weird.
It sounds supernatural.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, what does have scales? And fish have scale. It could be like a sea serpent or something.
Yeah, exactly. It could definitely be.
Maybe they have scales.
It's a shame that they don't have proof, like always.
Yeah, there's no picture, eh?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
Okay, story number 2. St. Paul Street, Old Montreal. Old Montreal is very ancient, actually. We went there a few times ourselves, but nothing supernatural really happened there for us. So, alright. St. Paul Street in Old Montreal is widely considered Montreal's most haunted street. The historic neighborhood has witnessed much of the city's history unfold, from the days of New France to the present. As the city's oldest street, St. Paul is known to have many ghosts. The most common apparitions include a phantom horse-drawn carriage that spirits visitors to the netherworld and the ghost of a slave woman, Mary Joseph Angelique, accused of an arson in 1734, was tortured and executed despite her presumed innocence. Wearing a white robe with a sign dangling around her neck with the word arsonist on it, she is said to be seeking revenge for her unlawful execution. That was from www.mtl.org. So that's the story. It's pretty dark, alright?
Yeah, I heard that story before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I heard that story before in Montreal. Montreal, I can't remember who told me the story. It wasn't that one time we went to a ghost.
That was in Griffintown. It wasn't.
It was in Griffintown. It was a different place, eh?
Yeah, but do you believe in this story?
It sounds like an imagination to me. Somebody that imagined the whole thing, but What do you
Could
think?
have been. Yeah, I mean, they either wanted popularity or they thought they saw something that was actually something else, maybe. But yeah, a ghost carriage, that's pretty, exaggerated, let's say.
But I wonder sometimes if, because people, there's technology you can use now to project an image,
Oh, yeah, true.
so easily. So, and I know some magicians, in the past, like 100 years ago, I forget the name, they made a movie. It's called The Illusionist.
Oh,
It's a very good movie, you want to check it out. It's going to be in the description below.
if I can find it.
So, but it's a true story of a magician back in, 1800s or something. I forget the time period. But, it was when people were traveling on horses and horse carriage and stuff.
Yeah.
And this magician, in the town where he was able to project ghost figures walking on the street and everything. The people were like, people didn't know anything.
How the heck did he do that?
He used like mirrors and lights and stuff like that to create, and people thought they were ghosts in the city.
Oh.
And you're talking like 150 years ago. I can't be sure exactly, but it's before like the technology and everything. So that's a interesting what people can do to make you think that you saw something.
Yeah, true that. I mean, they could use mirrors and all that. Mirrors are also pretty mysterious as they are. But yeah, I don't really believe in this story. Not really entirely. Especially the ghost carriage. Like, I mean, come on. Why would ghosts go in a carriage when they could fly, right? That's how ghosts work. They can fly, go through walls, they can do whatever they want, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's quite weird. But okay, what about your story? Story number 3.
Story number 3 is Mount Royal.
Go on.
Mount Royal is this very small mount in Montreal. So that's a story about Montreal. So did you hear a story, ghost story, like supernatural story of Mount Royal? Did you ever hear one of them?
Well, yeah, because, the one I just shared to you, I did read it.
But this one, the Mount Royal, did you ever hear of a supernatural thing that happened there?
Yeah, ghosts in the cemetery, that's what I heard. And supposedly fairies as well.
Oh, okay.
Fairies.
So, let's read it. Mount Royal, situated in the heart of Montreal Island, gets very dark and spooky at night. Often described as a city of the dead, overlooking a city of the living. Mount Royal hosts the largest intact burial ground in North America, when its 4 cemeteries are combined. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of cemeteries when I went.
Okay.
You could get lost, maybe.
Wow, okay, wow. Didn't know that. At sundown, ghostly spirits are rumored to wander the graveyards. The First Nations were also known to bury their dead on the mountain, and the most common ghost spotted is that of an Algonquian warrior, which is a kind of First Nation name,
Oh, okay.
from what I understand. Not to be forgotten, other mortal remains lie outside the cemetery boundaries. Most famously, the tomb of Simon McTavish is located in the dark forest above Peel Street. That's right in downtown. The angry Scottish fur baron died unexpectedly in 1804. Okay, the baron died while overseeing the construction of a magnificent castle on the slopes. Stories of his ghost tobogganing down Mount Royal, like it's like going down a slide or something.
Yes.
In his own coffin, terrified Montrealers during the 1800s. To make people forget, city officials demolished his abandoned castle and used the rubble to literally bury his mausoleum, whatever that is. Archaeological work a few years ago disturbed his tomb, and now rumor has it he is haunting Mount Royal again.
Okay, so first of all, that whole sliding down the mountain part absolutely makes no sense.
It's kind of funny to me, like
It's ridiculous. It's
boo, trying to scare people.
Why would he do that? To scare people, or just to have fun?
I don't know. I don't know why ghosts would want to do whatever they want to do. I have no idea.
I know.
But to me, it's this the facts are cool. You know, the 4 cemeteries, all this.
Oh
1800.
yeah, of course.
But the supernatural part, I don't know.
The supernatural part is very uncertain, guys, on this one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this one is a hoax, definitely, without a doubt. But they decided to destroy his castle, the castle he looked at. That wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't think they care
Yeah.
about people that are dead, you know?
Yeah, they didn't
They don't care.
care. I guess they didn't believe in ghosts, and they thought, oh, he's not going to come back and have his revenge or something like that.
Yeah, like in the Steven Spielberg movie, what's the name of it? Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
They built the neighborhood on top of the house, actually, not the neighborhood, the house was built on a cemetery, and they don't know. And then they start seeing ghosts and everything. No, it was a family, and they just bought this new house, and then they just built it on top of a cemetery
Okay.
without
yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
And the ghosts start to haunt the house and everything. Yeah, so it sounds like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did I read another one?
Yeah, you can read the other one. And it's from ntl.org again, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
This one is
Okay, yeah.
Big Money Monster, Murfreesboro, Illinois. Murfreesboro, Illinois. Near Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. Okay. Repeated sightings and smellings of the Big Muddy Monster. Many believe it may be related to, if not the same as, the Crève-Cœur monster, sighted near the St. Louis suburb. Okay, this is an animal often likened to Sasquatch in size and appearance, but with a distinct skunky smell. All right. Those who believe the two cryptids are the same surmise that the animal swam down the Big Muddy River in Murfreesboro to the Mississippi River and thence north to the Missouri River, by which it swam to a bend in a river near Crève-Cœur, Flashbourg.
It's Flash Gord.
Flashgord, sorry.
It was written by Flash Gord, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of words are tough to read in this thing.
Okay, yeah.
Very tough to read, so...
But this was an interesting story.
yeah.
I would say that it's one of the best ones so far.
Yeah, he's tracking the thing, right? So
Yeah.
Big Money Monster is going down this place, is going down that Murfreesboro and Missouri River, so it's like somebody tracked it or people have witnessed it along the way.
Yeah, it's like traveling to different places, or there are multiple of them.
Yeah, but what's the Big Money Monster? He doesn't describe it, but it smells bad.
Yeah, it smells bad, and I guess it's muddy. It could be some sort of a Bigfoot that smells bad and that's muddy.
Yeah,
A missing link, if you may.
the missing link in the swamps
Yeah.
of Missouri.
Exactly. You were alright. So yeah, that one was interesting. How would you rate the stories?
Well, it tells of it mostly tells of this creature being seen in different places, but there's no description, nothing. It's the least interesting to me of the four.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Now it is on to our stories here. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. I just need to find the story. Did I send it to you? I try to remember.
Yeah, you did send it to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's in my sent things. Okay, so that's my story.
Okay, go on.
Okay, there's a story that's been told from generation to generation in Hershey, Pennsylvania. It's called the Chocolate Factory Monster. Allegedly, people, while taking the guided tour of the chocolate factory, saw strange bubbles boiling in the chocolate liquid. The step before they get the chocolate liquid in the molds, and a monster with 3 reptile heads come out, lash out a scream and dive back down to the bottom. People have been to the emergency room to get checked because of emotional trauma. No investigation has ever been initiated from fear of the factory closing and the town to be put in danger of going bankrupt.
Okay, so I think this idea of the whole chocolate factory was the fact that Dad once lived in a town that had a chocolate factory that was Hershey's. Is that
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the story was interesting, but also super funny. You meant for it to be horror related, right?
Yeah, because it's a monster. It's called the Chocolate Factory Monster.
Yeah, but to me it's funny for some reason because a monster in a chocolate factory, I mean,
What if like a creature that can withstand like high heat, like some creatures can like change their temperature of their body so that they can, maybe a crocodile or something could be in there and it survives because it's got water in the chocolate. And chocolate is food.
yeah, I guess so.
Probably get diabetes after a while, but
Yeah, it would die after a while. But yeah, so as I said, it's a pretty funny story, but also an interesting one.
can't wait to hear your story.
Yeah, of course, but I also have other stuff to tell about your story. In my opinion, it wasn't scary enough. Next time, you should make it scarier, of course. And more serious, because this is in a chocolate factory. It's quite weird, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but there's ghosts in amusement parks and.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Why not in a chocolate factory?
You know what, why not, I guess. Okay, so here's my story. During the day, I went hunting for some fish. I caught at least 3 of them for dinner and supper, and only one was left, so I gave it to the animals in the forest. As I slept that night, I heard someone sniffing around my tent. The figure stopped in front of my tent and stood tall. He seemed to be holding a machete. Meanwhile, I could hear gunshots in the distance. I didn't say a single word and remained quiet as I reached for my pocket knife. This man spoke in a language that I did not understand, and he pointed at my tent and slowly opened it. He was wearing a soldier suit and hat, and I immediately screamed and jumped straight to its throat. I found myself all dirty on the ground, and the man was gone. I heard a cacophony of screams all around me as the man mysteriously ceased to exist. That is a part of a bigger story that's on Flaming Tales on the fandom. What do you think?
That's my favorite.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my favorite story. It caught my imagination. I was almost like in the
situation.
In the situation, yeah. And then you jump, try to jump on it to kind of defend yourself, self-defense, and then it disappears,
Yeah, like a ghost would.
So was it during the night or the day?
It was during the night, yeah.
During the night, but you weren't sleeping when you saw it. You were awake, right?
I mean, that is a character that I'm talking about here that wrote the story.
Oh, it wasn't you. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so if ghosts exist, that could be a ghost. Why not? I mean, ghosts are there. They come, they go, they disappear, they reappear. So it's during the night. Ghosts come out at night mostly, right?
Yeah.
They're in the darkness. That's the one that I believe the most of all the stories.
Okay,
and
yeah.
it's my favorite one too.
Alright, thanks! Because that was my story, if you didn't know.
Oh, you wrote it, yeah.
Yeah, of course!
That's that's definitely the best one.
Do you think it was an illusion or a ghost?
Probably an illusion.
Oh yeah?
Now that I know that you wrote it.
Well, later on in the story, I did say that the character did see some war bunkers later on. So
Okay.
that adds to the story. Was it an illusion or not? I guess it's up for interpretation, guys.
We'll find out at the next show.
No, I won't create a sequel to this story, unfortunately, but it is up for interpretation. I
Okay.
also have a hard time speaking today. But yeah, so, which story wins? I think it's mine, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
easily.
Alright, but
I thought mine was good, but you didn't like it too much, so.
you did a good effort about yours. You really did. With the monster. It was a unique monster.
And I did live there, and I did visit the chocolate factory, and I did see some bubbles in the chocolate.
Oh, you did?
All this stuff I saw.
Oh, wow.
The only thing I might have seen or not, you have to decide that. It's the ghost of the chocolate factory.
The monster.
The monster of the chocolate factory, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might or might not have seen it.
Hmm.
Okay, so, yeah. I mean, next time, I'm sure that you could beat me, definitely, because you have my kind of imagination, and you definitely know how to describe a story properly. I'm sure that next time you could definitely win.
Yeah, I have to learn from your, you got some, like, you understand the essence of the mysteries of these things, right? So when you write, I get into your story. So I gotta try to write the same way than you did next time.
Yeah, of course.
If I write it, or maybe I'll find it on the internet. We don't know.
Yeah, but that would be no. It would be an original.
We know that for a fact.
It would need to be an original story, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and leave your comments down below. Oh yeah, and also send out your own stories, please.
Then you won the chips. I'm sorry I cut you off. You won the bag, right?
Yeah, I won the bag.
So he won the chips. So
Yeah.
that's why he's got the chips.
Yeah, that's why I got it. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, don't forget to leave your own cryptid stories and supernatural stories in the comments below, and we will read them. Please do so, because I do want to interact with my fan base here. And that's gonna be it. Bye-bye!
Bye.